Welcome back. Hello, everyone. This is Tooclevermafia. We are over here at the Tooclevermafia podcast. Welcome to all my Mafians, and I'd like to say hi to AJ over in the sound booth, bringing all of this great tech together for us. We are back for another great episode. We have a very special guest via phone call. Hopefully, we can get all the technical stuff worked out. AJ spent a lot of time spending my money to get some new tech so we can do some call-in interviews, considering we're not having people in the studio at the current time. And we are always available, though, to listen to our podcasts on all the major podcasts, Spotify, you can listen Google Podcast, Apple, all the big ones over on Anchor. Overcast is another one. There's a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe after you listen. Also, if you'd like to have some Tooclevermafia merch, head over to Teespring, Tooclevermafia, Too Clever Mafia, and please sign up for all of our, or sign up, like AJ, sign up, right? Is it like and subscribe? Like and subscribe would be YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel over Tooclevermafia, but we also have a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, a Discord AJ had set up for us. So pretty much we're everywhere, right, AJ? You can find us everywhere, but we have such a great interview coming up for you today. We have a great guest. We're going to go over 90 Day Fiancé. I'll give you a little spoiler alert. We're going to be talking everything about 90 Day Fiancé with our special guest. And before we get into our special guest, we have been handed some old ad copy. And as we like to do from time to time here on the Tooclevermafia podcast, is we are going to read the ads that we've received that we did not read in the past. And we will get no funding for them because they have since expired. Most cases, the company as well as the ad. So today's ad is going to be brought to you by Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video. Wow, AJ, what happened to Blockbuster Video? I remember walking around all the Blockbuster Video stores, trying to get my favorite VHS tape. Remember that? Do you remember those? No, you probably don't remember that. Yeah, it was a staple for the weekend. Friday night, you'd go to Blockbuster Video, you'd get the movie for the week. You know, they'd have 45 copies, and they'd all be out of stock. But you always check behind the counter to see if somebody just returned one. You know, the fresh one that they were just rewinding, right? Yeah, that's how you dealt with Blockbuster Video. Yeah, you definitely always check behind the counter. But yeah, Blockbuster. I don't know how much you know about it, but it was a very interesting story. I mean, they could have probably have been the next Netflix, right? They could have, if you know the story behind it. They were. They really wanted, the CEO, I think at the time, really wanted to go and get a more of a subscription-based services. And for a while there, towards the end, Blockbuster was when they switched over to the DVD, which I have a lot of VHS movies and I don't have a VHS player anymore, but then they switched over to DVD, right? Yeah, not the Blu-ray. Blu-ray came later, but the DVD, and they shipped them in the mail to you. They had subscriptions. You could have 1 or 2 movies or 3 movies or what have you out at a time, and you could definitely rent whatever you wanted. But there was some fuss with the CEO because he wanted to go forward move the company to a subscription-based rental kind of in stream service eventually, and there was some. From what I understand and what I've read, that there was some scurrying on the boards, and that they didn't want to do that. They thought the future was in the retail DVD rentals. But obviously, now that we know we have Redbox, where you can get it for $1 or $2 and rent a movie and bring it back. I mean, they were getting expensive, Blockbuster. I think it was $4 or $5 for 2 nights or something like that. And then they hit you with the late fee, and next thing you know, you're putting a second mortgage on your house to pay off the late fees. But anyway, Blockbuster Video, and I think they went bankrupt back in 2010, and from what I understand, there was one Blockbuster left. Just from what I understand. So, Blockbuster, clearly not gonna give us. They're not a paid advertiser for us these days. But we thought we'd share that little little tidbit of information with you today. But getting back to what our actual guest, a 90 Day Fiancé guest, we're going to, AJ, if we can have her call in to the Tooclevermafia podcast, give her our special number, and we will have her call in, and we are in for a wonderful treat for our next guest. So I'll let you know who it is in a moment. We will be right back. Well, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you, AJ, for that lovely intro. And today we have a very, very special treat for everyone. We have, for all my Mafians out there, we are bringing in, by popular demand, Tessi Tell-All. She's kind of the neighborhood busybody, but she is our resident 90 Day Fiancé expert. And she has agreed to come on our show and talk to us about everything 90 Day Fiancé and all the craziness that's going on with that great show. So when you hear the soundboard ring in a moment, that will be her calling in. Okay, so here is Tessi now. She's calling in.
Call from
Tessi Tell-All.
Oh.
To accept, press 1.
Well,
Send
we're
a
going to
voicemail,
accept.
Press 2.
We're going to accept. I'll hit 1. Hello, is Tessi? Is that you?
That's me.
Oh, we
Hi,
finally.
Cleaver. How are ya?
That's clever, but nice to hear from you. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. You ready to chat up the 90 Day Fiancé? Give us all the scoop on the 90 Day Fiancé.
I sure am.
Okay, all right, Tessi. This is gave a little bit of an intro before you called in. We had a little technical difficulty there, but so Tessi is kind of a neighborhood busybody. Is that what you would say you are?
I guess that's what you'd call me. Yes.
Oh, okay, and I kind of I know a little bit about 90 Day Fiancé and the craziness, but you are definitely going to be our expert. Why don't we get right into it, and you can tell us. Let's start off with the most talked about couple nowadays, Big Ed and Rose. How about that?
Oh, that'll be fantastic. I would love to talk about them. Well, I kind of felt sorry for Big Ed, who isn't that big, but I kind of felt sorry for him that he was being led on, and then I felt sorry. I was angry at him, and I just went back and forth. He embarrassed Rose, but after the last show that I watched, now I feel sorry for him again, because there was a genuine reason why he was very skeptical, because he was seeing things on her phone and emails and finding out.
Oh, on Rose's phone?
Well, it ended up that she was having an affair, whether it was over the phone or I don't know how people do that, but
oh boy,
it was she was with another woman.
Wait, what? What? I'm not caught up on the. Wow, I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
So after all my anger at him and how he embarrassed her with her breath and, he gave her mouthwash and now it turns around and now I'm feeling sorry for him again.
Well,
and I hope he does find true love.
I mean, I know a little bit about the show and I know a little bit about Big Ed and kind of
you didn't watch the last one, obviously. If you didn't know that,
no,
Beaver.
I didn't, Tessi. No, I didn't. But he seemed a bit like he lied a lot to her, and there was a lot of lies about his height. I mean, he's a strange little man, but he lied about his height. He criticized her village.
I know, but I'm a short person myself, and I have nothing against. Small people, little people, even just short people. But he did lie about that. He was.
What about the whole breath stinks thing? What did you make of that?
That was terrible. That's when I was very angry at him because he just made her feel so insecure. She said she had an ulcer, and that's what made her breath like that. But you know what? Between me and you, Beaver, I don't think
it's Cleaver.
I don't think that was the truth. Excuse me?
It's Cleaver, Tessi. Cleaver. Too clever mafia. Clever mafia. Okay, Tessi, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry, Cleaver. Well, anyway, I felt sorry, and then I started to think, well, maybe she was making it all up because it ended up she was a liar anyway. I mean, not that he was anything to look at. I mean, come on.
Did you notice?
Ponytail, he slicked with mayo. Come on.
Yeah, I would imagine it was a horrible smell when he was walking around on a hot day and probably smelled like cooked eggs and oil, right? But the question, did you see there was an episode, I caught it with Mrs. Mafia, briefly in and out, where they actually, Ed had stickers of himself all over the world. From the very first episode, he had all this merch all up. And from what I understand, he's made a comment that he had all this merch in all these different countries, Australia and Russia. From what I understand, though, he sent this merch to other, I don't know what you call them, contestants on the show. Does that?
Oh,
did you see that? No, you have to talk to. I'll have to have Mrs. Mafia give you a call. But they were in all the places. Like the woods, that one with the colorful rainbow hair in Australia, and there was the Russian one, and he apparently was bragging that his stickers are all over the world. And strangely enough, they were in all the locations of the other. He was going onto the social media and he was liking, I guess, photos from all of these other contestants. Is that what you would call them on that show? I don't know, but they.
No, they're actually people that are falling in love. Video love.
Video love. Oh, okay.
Video love, I would call it. I don't know how that happens, but they seem to do it over the internet. I don't really understand it. How you can even have an affair over an internet. How you could even fall in love over an internet. I just don't get it. You know? Have you heard of it, Beaver? I mean, no. It's been something that's been going on for a long time.
So yes, it's a crazy falling in love on the internet is definitely I don't understand it. I mean, maybe you can elaborate, Tessi, a little bit on it.
I'm trying to get used to it, but it just doesn't make sense. And not only that, do they think they fall in love, or they say they fall in love? They travel all over the world. I mean, one girl traveled all over the world to Australia to see this girl, Erica, and then it doesn't work out. And she had a lot of health reasons too. But even to travel, and this all happened right before this pandemic, so I just don't get it. I mean, was that the one? That was the one that had to wear the mask on the plane, right? Yes. But I didn't understand. She didn't have a mask on the way back. That was something I noticed when I caught that episode. Yeah. Well, they do a lot of things for TV too, you know? Yeah, they definitely cut that show up pretty good, I think. But, yeah. And what about, who's the other one? Baby Girl Lisa. Oh. Okay. And I heard. Oh, they are the funniest. To me, they are the funniest. Now, I heard, after this, Mrs. Mafia was telling me about Baby Girl Lisa, and she somehow had 50 men lined up in the U.S., so she didn't have to respect this person she met in Nigeria. Do you know anything about that? Yes, supposedly that's what she says. I just think that's because she became a star, but I don't think that they're going to last because she is very, he calls her an American woman and that she's very dominating, but I don't think it's just that. I think it's his culture that expects the man to dominate over the female. Right, well, and what he says goes. So I think there's a lot of conflict there because she's a sassy one, you know? Yeah, she's definitely a sassy one. The only thing I know about that is you get those scams from Nigeria, those emails that say you just inherited money from a Nigerian prince, and I delete those. Oh, yeah. But anyway, yeah. What about, okay, so here's somebody that I know, the Ash, right? Ash, I don't know, what is the woman, I don't know the woman that he's with. I don't like Ash. Okay, so now Ash, aside from him looking like he's wide awake all the time, like he's surprised. Oh my God, he's always surprised. Now, I know a little bit, though. There was an episode where he did about, he was doing some sort of counseling class, right. But now there's a gentleman by the name of Gary Chapman who wrote a book called The Love Language. And a lot of what Ash was talking about was from that book. And then there was another gentleman who, by the name of Mark Gungor, who explored kind of the differences between men and women, and
how men supposedly compartmentalize things, and women are everything's kind of intertwined. But my Ash was trying to make it seem like that was his own thing and trying to put his own
so
spin on it. And I thought that he was and I'm surprised no one noticed that, because these are very famous folks actually in that field. And
wow.
he just, I feel like he might have just stolen that information. And why are his pants always tighter than Avery? Do you know? I don't understand that.
So, in other words, he just read the books and was. I could tell he was
And
a
the
phony
YouTube
because when he
videos.
got called on in that
Yeah.
little class, he was like, he had to go, take a minute, give me a moment, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
his eyes actually got bigger. Did you notice that, Diva?
It's
Bigger.
Cleaver. Yes, Cleaver. Oh boy, Tessie. Wow. Okay. Whew. This is a lot of good stuff here. So
A lot of info, and I got one more tip for you.
oh, what's that?
Involving this show. Well, Darcy, who I really don't care for because
Darcy and Tom?
she's
Or
a
Tom?
whiner. She's a whiner.
Really?
She's always whining about everything. And
Yeah,
I think she's a drinker whiner, but I don't know. But she whines.
I feel. Yeah. Okay.
Well, the first boyfriend that she went with dumped her. Then the second one, Tom, found another woman and dumped her. And now because all she did was talk about the first boyfriend, Jesse. But now Jesse is on the show and he's got another girl.
Yeah. Oh boy. I don't know. Oh, he's on the new show, the new episodes. I don't know.
Yes,
really.
yes. But I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it with all this quarantine now.
I don't know.
It's not the same, you
No,
know. It's
no.
just not the same.
But I kind of felt that Darcy, she would talk, and again, it's cut up for television, but she would talk how she was so sad about Tom not showing up. And then Tom, I remember one scene, they were in a restaurant, and Tom might have been after they broke up. I'm not really sure of the whole timeline, but. And then she gets there, and he went to go hug her, and she said, I'm not comfortable with that. But before that, she walked into the restaurant, she was all about, oh, I want to get back together with him. So she was kind of, it seemed, playing hard to get, but Tom didn't want her anymore. What about Colty? Colty is an older one, but Colty and his mom.
I really liked his mom. I didn't feel so sorry for him because even though the girl actually was trying to take advantage, she had no.
Oh, absolutely.
She just wanted the green card for sure. But he's like a big mama's boy, and so I don't feel sorry for him.
Wow.
I mean, because if he was really, really,
I heard he got fired from his computer.
Engaged,
he got fired from his computer job. So him
he
and his
worked
cats
in
and his mom have to. I guess his mom's supporting him. I don't know. He probably made some money from this show. I think he's going to be back on.
Who told you that, Cleaver? Who
It was on the show. He came home one day and told his mom and said, "Hey, Tessie, you're supposed to be the tell-all. You're supposed to be the know-all of this."
No, because he didn't. I thought he was furloughed.
Oh, maybe okay. Well, fired, furloughed. Nowadays, I don't know. Maybe there's a difference, but okay. But I
he
thought
worked in the casino. I know with computers.
something
Those
with
are
the slot
he
machines,
with.
right? Yes, or something along those lines.
Yes.
Now I remember. Yeah, I followed the show more back then, but it's a big. Ed has kind of become a big star on the internet, and he's definitely, the show is all over, and it's starting to hit different age groups. And there's somebody on the internet, a famous YouTuber named PewDiePie. He posts videos, and he was more of a video gamer, and he's posting videos now about Ed and all of that. And
well, no one's got anything else to do. I mean, not that you don't have nothing to do.
There's other shows to watch besides 90 Day Fiancé. Come on, there's a lot of other good shows out there.
Yes, there is. But once you get involved in one of these shows, you just can't wait for that next episode to come.
Right? I guess you're right. You
said you and the Mrs. Cleaver watch the show. Do you watch it because she does? She wants to?
Well, Mrs. Mafia pretty much owns the television, so I really, if I want to watch TV, I have to kind of take what I can get, and usually it's 90 Day Fiancé and Mrs. It's either 90 Day Fiancé or Love After Lockup is another one of her favorites, and So and you know who she had on last night, I think it was William. William, the guy
Williams with an S.
Is that him? Okay, yeah. What do you know about him?
Nobody really know nothing about him. He is one of those Nigerian scammers.
Oh no, not Williams.
Okay, I'm thinking of
it's
somebody
the
else.
one.
Sorry, please.
He and then he was like, it was a blonde supermodel he was with, and no one believed that the girl really existed.
David.
David he's got like, it looks like he's got a wig almost.
David and Lana.
Is that them? Okay, and then he finally met her, and she was real.
Yes, she was, but I don't really think that. Now I don't understand it because now supposedly she got the ring and she's in love with him.
Oh boy!
She said she sees him for a different person, but it's been 7 or 8 years.
And it's the first
7
time.
or 8 years.
And it's the first time she met him in 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So
another
that's
scammer. No, I thought you were talking about another couple, which was this guy named Williams is the guy that was supposed to be in England, and
right.
Woman, she was going to go there with her daughter to meet him.
She was going to fly into the airport, right? And they gave him the wrong airport and all that.
He gave her different directions, and then ended up not only telling the daughter found out that he was from the email came from, or the IP address, and I don't really understand that, but it did come from Nigeria, and then then all of a sudden she got a phone call saying that somebody was going to, they want money from her, they're going to let all the pictures. Another stupid thing.
Didn't they hire a private...
They put pictures over the thing.
Didn't they hire a private investigator, I think, or something, right, on that one?
Yes, but just like David, people don't want to listen to the investigators because they believe in their heart, especially when it's that long, like David's place was 7 or 8 years. You just think that person is madly in love with you. Maybe they never want to see you. Maybe they, only take money from you, but they have to be madly in love with you.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand how these people can, for years and years, and just let it go. And then when people, dozens of people tell them, hey, no, this isn't real. And how do they do that? I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, think about it this way, Cleva. Even in real life, it takes years, even, being with somebody to really get to know them and to kind of like them. You know what I mean? Because you find all their different habits. And could you imagine not being able to do that on the internet? Just because on the internet you can let them see what you want, just like Big Ed, or I should say Little Ed. They could see only what you want them to see. They can only, believe what you want them to believe.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's the world today, though. These social medias and the Facebooks, and that's how people have to meet others, and especially in the current situation with everyone being stuck in the house. And that makes it even worse. But how do these? I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it. Nowadays, I guess the only, you used to meet somebody at work or you went out, and now they don't go out. People don't go out.
No,
even when they could.
I'll tell you something, Cleva. I thank God for my grandkids because they have taught me so much on the internet. Little tricks and how to do this and how to get to this. Because I know the internet, but only enough to play a game or go to my bank. But I mean, now I'm my goodness, I even learned a new word. When you think something is really great, we used to say groovy, or now they say it's dope.
Wow. Okay. Like the drugs.
That means that's a good thing. No,
I thought that meant drugs or something.
No, I thought it went like dopey or, and something was stupid. But no, dope is rad. Rad. Or groovy. Or I can't.
Or cool. Or cool.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't always say it like I should because the kids laugh at me. But I know it's used in this conversation.
Okay. We have covered so much, and we really appreciate you coming on the Tooclevermafia podcast.
Thank you. I'm so happy to talk with you, and I hope, Cleva, we can talk again.
Yes, I'd love to have you back, and so you can maybe come back for.
Clever. I'm sorry. Did I say Clever again?
Yeah, it's Clever, but that's okay. I'm starting to get used to Cleaver. Remember Ward Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver? I'm just going to be Mr. Cleaver from now on.
Yes,
and then we can call. If I get angry, I can yell at the Beav and Wally. And remember Wally was his friends back on Leave It to Beaver. I remember that. But
I know.
Well, thank you again so much for coming, and
thank you for having me.
We will definitely have you back again, and thank you for filling us in on all the 90 Day Fiancé nuances and
Okay.
hopefully Big Ed and he has a great career ahead of him in social medias or whatever he's
knows?
doing. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
But,
All right. Well, thank
okay.
you very much, and toodaloo.
Okay. Toodaloo. We'll be right back. This is wow. You've been
Bye-bye.
throwing me off all day, Tessi. We'll be right back after this. Well, welcome back. Wow. Today has been an amazing day. We can't thank Tessi enough for coming in and sharing her thoughts with us, and we are definitely going to have her back. I'm thinking, AJ, maybe we'll do a Love After Lockup thing. I don't know. That's the other show that Mrs. Mafia watches, and I was thinking that might be good. No, you've never seen it? Well, I don't know. We got to find a show to have Tessi back. She was really, really, really fantastic. So I wanted to thank everybody for coming, everybody listening to our shows today, sitting down and enjoying what we have presented to you. Definitely check us out on our social medias, Tooclevermafia on everything. Listen to us on, we're available on every podcast service that I could think of. I'm not even going to go down the list. And www.tooclevermafia.com if you want to see a little bit more information about our show. And I was just trying to figure out here, let me, AJ, a couple of things. Let me, I'm sorry here, I'm turning away. I saw something I just want to talk about real quick. It was last night, so it's kind of, I didn't really get a chance to script this, even though we're not really scripted at all. But there was this commercial for a calming heating pad. Okay, it was from the Shopper Image. I'm sure you've heard of them. And I couldn't get over in the commercial. Turned on the leaf blower, and they would try to blow it, the leaf blower, just to show that because it was weighted and it can't be blown away. And the funny part, what's striking to me, and what just came up during the break, they hit it. They hit this. They put the heating pad on a counter, and there's a leaf blower in the house. Okay. I don't know if it was gas or electric, but it was a leaf blower, and the blower is not going anywhere. And then all of a sudden, the lady then it cuts to another scene, and the lady goes into the bedroom. The husband hits her with the leaf blower. Like I didn't understand. I've seen there's a lot of crazy commercials out there, right, AJ? But I did not see. I couldn't figure out. I was like, how does a heating? I understand they were trying to say it was weighted, but then for the husband to come in and try to blow away his wife, I don't know. I don't know, but anyway, I just wanted to share all of that with you, and I hope everyone is staying safe. There's a lot going on in the world today with pandemics and some protests and things like that, and everyone stay safe. And definitely we share a lot of our shows over on the YouTube as well, and a lot of the comments go over there and we respond to the comments, so feel free to start a conversation on the YouTube channel under the comments, and we will if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask us, anything they'd like us to cover. We do have a lot of material coming up your way, but feel free to drop us a line. You can email us. We have is it Gmail, AJ? Yes, it's the Tooclevermafia at gmail.com. That's TOOCLEVER Mafia MAFIA at gmail.com. And unlike Tessi, it's not cleaver, it's not beaver, it's clever. Too Clever Mafia. All right, everyone, stay safe. Everyone enjoy the rest of whatever day they are, wherever they're listening to us. Enjoy your time, and that's all I have to say about that. See you next week, Mafians. Bye-bye.